So, my people, my beautiful people, I am live and I survive. And today we have something beautiful for you guys, something wonderful for you guys. But before we get into all that, I just want to say all praises to the triune God, the God who is above all gods, the God who gives us wisdom, sensible things, and to make nonsense of things that are nonsense. And as far as I am concerned, Islam is nothing but pure nonsense. So today, what we're going to be looking into today is how Muhammad tried to make himself like Jesus, how Muhammad put himself in the place of Jesus. I see uh, a, a brother here, Rosh, I think Lou. He says Islam began as a Unitarian Arab Christian sect promoted by Arab Empire. And then he says Muhammad was originally a title for Jesus. Later, Islamic narrative turned it into a person. I would have to look into that, but just to show you how what we are seeing is this idea of Muhammad is actually seems like a replacement of Jesus. You see what the idea of Muhammad appeared to me as a replacement for Jesus, because the things that Muhammad is claiming, or the Quran is claiming, or Islam is claiming that Muhammad will do, is exactly what Jesus will do for us, intercede for us. So we're going to show you something, and we're going to look into this from the beginning and to the end. So he says, as I said before, all praises to the triune God who give us all wisdom to decipher things and to make sense of sensible things. So if we look into this, there's a development, there's something going on in Islam that we need to look into deeply. If we look from the Quran, first thing we're going to do, we're going to share a Quran verse. And when we share this Quran verse, I want you guys to take keen, just look into it keenly. We are going to be in a math class. We are in a math class, and we are going to look into this very keenly. This is something that you got to take seriously, and we are looking into this keenly. So the first thing we're going to share is the Quran verse. Shalom, shalom. Shalom, how are you? But look at this. I want you guys to take keen interest into this thing. Just look at it, man, and see what you see. This is a Quran verse, and this is Surah. Just to show you, this is Surah 2, verse 254. And pay attention to it keenly, my friends. You know, we share these things because we love each other. Oh, believers, donate from what we have provided for you before the arrival of a day when there will be no bargaining, friendship, or intercession. So there will be no intercession. So a day will come when there will be no bargaining. No, notice this, no bargaining, no intercession. No intercession. These are key. No bargaining, and no intercession. Do you see the word no here? And intercession here? That means there is no intercession. Those who disbelieve are truly the wrongdoer. But notice who this is talking about. He says, oh, believers, donate. So he's telling the believers to donate from what they have provided, what we have. So this God speaking in the plural, saying, hey, believers, donate from what we have provided for you before the arrival of a day when there will be no bargaining, So there will be no bargaining, no intercession. See the word no here, and no intercession. So this is key to remember. This is key thing that we want to remember. So there will be no bargaining and no intercession for the people. That's key stuff for you guys to bear in mind. And we're going to look at some more verses from the Quran. So even in the same Quran chapter, our surah, we find something like this. Let me show you guys what we find. We find something like this. Oh, 1 minute. We find something like this. In that very same chapter, this is what we found. So let me show you guys what we're talking about. This might be a different site. I don't know. I hope it's the same site. Okay. So this is okay. No, this got, I don't like the tafsir type thing. So let's get out of this one because it got tafsir and stuff. We just want the Quran itself. All right. So this one here, look at it. O children of Israel, remember remember my favor which I have bestowed upon you, and that I preferred you over the worlds, and fear a day when no soul will suffice for another. So actually what he's saying, that no soul will suffice for another soul at all, and no compensation will be accepted from it. Listen to this part. Now will any intercession benefit it? So no intercession will benefit. Do you see that? So this so-called God is telling the children of Israel that there is a time will come, a day will come when no soul will suffice for another soul at all. And no intercession, nor will any intercession benefit it. So you see how these verses are talking about a day when there is no intercession. And what day do you think this is talking about? What day do you think this is talking about? And watch this. This is a damning one right here. But I want you guys to remember what we are doing and pay attention to what we are doing here. Here is another surah that is a damning surah right here. Watch this. Watch this surah right here. This is Surah 6, verse 51. And you could already see it from here. Before we even open it up, we see it from here. And warn with this revealed message those who fear that they may be mustered to their Lord, that there will be none apart from Allah to act as their protector and intercessor. Do you see that? None apart from Allah can act as the protector and intercessor. So what we do here, let's go here where we maybe could see it better so that they don't say, oh, that was not the Quran. We see that this is the Quran, Quran.com. And we look at it, Surah 6, verse 51, what it says here. Warn with this Quran those who are awed by the prospect of being gathered before their Lord, when they will have no protector, no intercessor. See this? Our intercession. No protector or intercessor beside him. Beside who? Beside who? No protector or intercessor beside Allah. So this Quran is telling us that there's a time when there is no intercessor, no protector beside Allah. And on which day is this? He said, there it will come a day. Do you see how we slowly get to it? There will come a day when there is no intercessor. No, he didn't say that. See, look at this lying Muslim. He already talking. He said, no intercessor for the disbelievers. No, that's not what he says. That's not what he says. Let's go back over, since this clown is here lying. So we're going to go back over. We are going to slowly go back over so this clown, to stop this clown from lying. Look at this. Start from the first one. Right here. Did he say disbeliever here? All believers, donate from what you have provided for before the arrival of the day when there will be no bargaining, no friendship or intercession. Do you see that? No intercession. So the believers need to donate, because there will be no intercession at one point. There will be no intercession at one point. Those who disbelieve are truly the wrongdoer. So this have nothing to do with no intercession for all believers. All believers. All believers. It's talking to the believers. He said, donate from what you have provided, what we have provided for you before the arrival of a day when there will be no bargaining, friendship, or intercession. So the believers is being told that there will come a day when there is no bargaining, no intercession, no friendship. Oh, believers. Do you see that, clown? Stop talking like a donkey. Stop galloping, man. Stop galloping. And we see where it comes to the point where it's telling, oh, children of Israel, remember my favor when I bestowed, and fear a day. Notice he's talking to who? Those of the children of Israel who believe. He says, you can't tell the disbeliever to fear a day when no soul will suffice for another at all. No compensation will be accepted from it, nor will any intercession benefit it, nor will there be aid. So it's talking to the people, the children of Israel, and it's talking to those who believe, because it says, and fear a day. You can't tell me to fear something that I don't believe in. Like you telling me to fear Allah. I won't fear Allah because I don't believe in your God. Your God is a fraud. So to tell me fear Allah, why are Allah telling me to fear him when I don't believe in him? So that's stupid to tell somebody to fear something that they don't believe in. So he's talking to the believers. You clown. We go ahead later. Do you see? Again, warn with this Quran those who are awed by the prospect of being gathered. Do you see this? So he's talking about believers. I'm not awed by your Quran. Learn to read. You have a reading disability like Muhammad. Learn to read, fool. It says, warn with this Quran those who are awed by the prospect of being gathered before their Lord. I'm not awed. I'm a disbeliever, and I'm not awed by the prospect of being gathered before your stupid God, because your stupid God is an invention of a madman called Muhammad, as far as I am concerned. When they will have no protector or intercessor beside him. Look at this. So I'm going to show you how Muhammad turned himself into Allah, because Muhammad and Allah is one and the same. Muhammad and Allah is one and the same. Watch this, my people. Watch this. Muhammad and Allah is one and the same. One and the same. One and the same. Look. Remember, this is saying that there is no intercessor, a protector or intercessor beside Allah. But look what happened. Look what happened here. Because I'm telling you, Muhammad was a fraud, a fraudulent guy, very fraudulent guy who is trying to replace Jesus. Because Jesus, according to the Bible, Jesus is our intercessor. Jesus is the mediator between God and man. Look at Muhammad making himself out to be the mediator. So this is a video from DCCI ministry that I was watching the other night at work, and I realized that there is so much that we could learn from this video along with what I already know. That I learned throughout the year while I'm looking into Islam from people like Sam Shamoun and other people. We learn these things, and David Wood and other people. So look at this right here. There's a part here that I want you guys to pay attention to. Serious part right here. Look at this part here. It may be difficult for you guys to see it and read it from there, but you will see where Muhammad is saying, listen to this. So they will come to me, and I will ask the permission of my Lord, and I will be permitted to present myself before him. When I see my Lord, I will fall down in prostration before him, and he will leave me in prostration as long as he wishes. And then it will be said to me, O Muhammad, rise your head and speak, for you will be listened to, and ask, for you will be granted, for you will be granted your request, and intercede. So this God is telling Muhammad to intercede. When the God already said there is no intercession at all, except for Allah is the only one who can intercede. So no one will intercede. So here is Allah telling Muhammad that he can intercede. So if Allah is the only one who can intercede and Muhammad can intercede, then Muhammad is equal to Allah. Muhammad is Allah. And intercede for your intercession will be accepted. And notice what the Quran said: no one's intercession will be accepted. Nobody can intercede. No one can intercede. No one can intercede, but here it is saying that Muhammad's intercession will be accepted. Let's go back over these verses again so you guys could see clear as day. So here we go, back over these verses so you guys could see. Muhammad was a fraudulent guy, very fraudulent guy. And whoever is Muhammad is a fraudulent guy, very fraudulent. Watch this. When they will have no protector or intercessor beside Allah, beside him, Allah. Warn with this Quran those who are awed by the prospect of being gathered before their Lord, when they will have no protector nor intercessor beside Allah. So no. So perhaps they will be mindful of him. No intercession or protector. But Muhammad is saying that, hey, I will be your intercessor at the judgment. So who is Muhammad? Allah. Who is Muhammad but Allah? But look at it. We continue. We go back. Watch this again. And fear a day when no soul will suffice for another. Is Muhammad a soul? Here it is. Muhammad is saying that he's going to be given the ability to intercede. But here it is saying that no soul will suffice for another. No compensation will be accepted for it, nor will any intercession benefit it. Nor will they be aid. Watch this. Do you see that? The contradiction, because Muhammad was a lying bastard. Not only that, let's go back. Let's go further. Let's go around here. Oh, believers, he says, believers, donate from what we have provided for you before the arrival of a day, this very same day, when there will be no bargaining, friendship, or intercession. But what do we see here? Muhammad, two-mouth Muhammad. I keep telling you people, whoever this clown Muhammad was, he speak with two mouths. I told you people this over and over. Whoever the clown Muhammad was, he speak with two mouths. Watch this now. Let's put it to where the big right there. Okay? And listen to this.
First of all, after I answer your question, I also have a question for you. One. Is that okay?
So just answer the question and then
do you notice how these Muslims are? They come to a platform. Sorry, they come to a platform and the question is posed to them and they want to disrupt what is being going on so that they could ask questions. You know, they want to disrupt what is going on because what? They're uncomfortable. They're uncomfortable. You look at this, you will see where Muhammad is saying that he will intercede for them. He will intercede for the people. But yet still, there is no intercession for the people. But Muhammad is saying that he will intercede for the people.
I will deal with your question, no worries.
Are you okay? Like talking about like
are you using headphone or something? Your sound is not as clear as it's supposed to be.
yes, like what you are saying. Yes, Allah will give permission to Prophet Muhammad to intercede for his ummah.
So this Muslim is saying Allah will give permission to Muhammad to intercede. But do you see what the Quran verse says? No one will intercede. Nobody will intercede. So which mouth of Muhammad should you believe? Should you believe the Quran or should you believe the saying of Muhammad? Should you believe the Quran or should you believe the saying of Muhammad? And tell us now, where did Muhammad get these ideas from? That if Muhammad is saying that, listen what Muhammad say here. When I see my Lord, I will fall down in prostration before him, and he will leave me in prostration as long as he wished. And then it will be said to me, who will say this to Muhammad? If this got to be a revelation. This got to be a revelation from the so-called God. So who is saying to Muhammad? And it will be said to me, O Muhammad, raise your head and speak, for you will be listened to. And ask, for you will be granted your request. And intercede, for your intercession will be accepted. I will then raise my head and praise my Lord, and will certain praise which he has taught, and then I will intercede. So Muhammad will intercede, even though the Quran said no one will intercede. No one can intercede for you. But Muhammad will intercede. So who is this Muhammad? Who is this Muhammad? And look what the brother wrote. Look what the brother wrote. At the beginning, the brother wrote something. He says, Islam began as a Unitarian Arab Christian sect promoted by Arab Empire. And then he says, Muhammad was originally a title for Jesus. Later, Islamic narrative turned it into a person. Wow. So, is there some truth to this, what this brother is saying? Is there some truth to it? Because if only God can intercede for you, and we know that Jesus, notice what he says here, was a Unitarian Arab Christian sect. But even if it was a Unitarian Arab Christian sect, something is wrong. Something is going on wrong. Even if Islam was a Unitarian Arab Christian sect, something is going on. Because according to this Quran, let me read it again. Let me read it again so you guys could see. According to the Quran, this is what the Quran says. he says, warn with the Quran those who are awed by the prospect of being gathered before their Lord, when they will have no protector or intercessor beside him. So if, according to the brother, Islam begin as a Unitarian Arab Christian sect, Jesus, and then he says Muhammad was originally a title for Jesus. Guess what? Jesus could never intercede. Why? Because what the Quran says. What did the Quran say? Jesus could never intercede according to that, because the Quran says, when they will have no protector or intercessor beside him. And if Jesus, in a Unitarian Christian, so-called Christian who are Unitarian, they don't believe that Jesus is God. They don't believe that Jesus is God. So even with that, we have problem, my friend. But the big problem that we have here, man, look into it deeply. We see where Muhammad is saying that he will, hold on, let me see if I could make it bigger for you guys to see it. What could I do? Yeah, I think that will make you guys see it. You see where Muhammad said, I will intercede. Do you see where Muhammad is saying, I will intercede? Allah will allow me to intercede, when guess what? The Quran is saying there is no intercession beside Allah. Allah is the only one who can make intercession. But Muhammad is saying that Allah will allow me to intercede for a certain kind of people. And if you notice what the Quran says here, let's go back, because it makes so much sense. He says, and fear a day when no soul will suffice for another soul at all, and no compensation will accepted for it. Nor will any intercession benefit it, nor will they be aided. Aided. That means there is no assistant, no help. No help, no assistant. So what role is Muhammad playing? Muhammad is claiming that he will intercede for people. Muhammad did not, whoever this Muhammad was, did not believe in the Quran. We see where Muhammad did not believe in the Quran, that the Quran told him, do not take the Jews and the Christians as your ally. I think that is Surah 5, verse 151. And just after the clown robbed and rape and murder and plunder and pillage the people of Kebar, the idiot go and eat goat meat or sheep meat or lamb meat from a Jewish woman. The same Quran that said, do not take the Jews and the Christian as your friend. After he murdered them, he go and eat, because Muhammad have no respect for the Quran. No respect whatsoever for the Quran. None whatsoever. It seems like whoever this Muhammad was, as far as the narration goes, he was just using the Quran to control the people. But he himself have no fear for the Quran. And this is why, and you could tell that he is the one who made up this thing according to the narrative. Because Aisha said to Muhammad, it appears that your Lord hastened to fulfill your desire. Why would if you believe in God, why would you say that to Muhammad? And at what point did she say that to Muhammad? When Muhammad made up a verse, when there was a verse that was so-called revealed, that gave Muhammad the privilege to have as many women as offer themselves to him. So you see that Muhammad was making up these things as it affect Muhammad. And look at it again. Even the verse of hijab, wearing the hijab or hijab, whatever they call it, you will see that it was revealed when something affect Muhammad. Because Umar have been telling Muhammad, do this, cover the women, cover your wife, cover the women, cover your wife. Muhammad ignored him all this time until one day Umar, the big spy that he was, watched Muhammad's wife, Sada, going to use the bathroom, and there goes the Quran verse. A matter of fact, I think it would be appropriate to show you something about that, just to show you who was this Muhammad. It's funny how Muhammad did not care about covering women, but as soon as it affects his wife, then the Lord hastened to fulfill his desire. As soon as it affects his wife, the Lord hastened to fulfill his desire. Never want to fulfill his desire until as soon as. Look at this right here. I'm gonna show you this right here. Okay, this is funny. Just to show you who this Muhammad is. Like, literally, who is this Muhammad? Who is this person called Muhammad? Why is he giving to himself privilege that the Quran claim only is God have? So the Quran claim that only is God have these privilege, and Muhammad end up with the privilege that only is God have. So here is typical example of what we're talking about.
There are two Quran verses related to the order of hijab. Quran, Surah Al-Ahzab, verse 53 and 59. Quran, Surah Al-Ahzab, verse 53. When you ask the wives of the Prophet for anything, ask them from behind a curtain. That will be purer for your hearts as well as their hearts. It is not right for you to cause annoyance to the Messenger of God or for you ever to marry his wives after him. Indeed, that would be an enormity in the sight of God. Quran, Surah Al-Ahzab, verse 59. Tell thy wives and thy daughters and the women of the believers to draw their cloaks close round them. Why did Muhammad reveal these verses? To understand that, we need to see the events behind the verses. Hadith Sahih Bukhari, Volume 1, Book 4, Number 148 explains the event behind the Quran, Surah Al-Ahzab, verse 59 Revelation. The wives of Muhammad used to go to Al-Manasi, which was a vast open place near Baqiya at Medina, to answer the call of nature at night. Umar ibn al-Khattab did not like what he saw.
Astaghfirullah Azim. What an embarrassing view.
He decided to complain about this to Muhammad.
O Rasul Allah, let your wives be veiled so nobody could see their bodies when they are defecating.
But Muhammad ignored him. Umar angrily thought in his mind,
he does not consider it as a big problem.
One night, one of Muhammad's wives, Sauda bint Zam'a, went out at night to Al-Manasi to defecate.
I better follow her.
Ooh, what a relief.
O Sauda. By Allah, you cannot hide yourself from us, so think of a way by which you should not be recognized on going out.
Ah, Umar, what are you doing here? Are you watching me? Astaghfirullah. What's wrong with you?
How disgusting.
Sauda was embarrassed and left the place quickly. Sauda met Muhammad in Aisha's house.
Oh Rasulullah. I went out to answer the call of nature and Umar scolded me for not covering myself enough.
No worry, Sauda. Allah's revelation just came to me. Permission has been granted to you that you may go out for your needs.
Umar later came to Muhammad.
O Rasulullah. Good and bad persons visit you, so I suggest that you order your wives to observe veils.
After Umar requested several times, eventually Muhammad gave in.
Oh, all right. Here, Allah revealed Quran, Surah Al-Ahzab, verse 59. O Prophet, tell thy wives and thy daughters and the women of the believers to draw their cloaks close round them.
Wow, Allah sent a verse based on my request.
Umar did not ask Prophet Muhammad to reveal the Quranic verse of hijab because he respected women. No, far from it. He just disgusted to see Sauda's body when she answered the call of nature.
so, so do you see what I'm talking about? Things bother Muhammad. Muhammad was just using the Quran for his own benefit. That's what Muhammad's idea of the Quran was. So subscribe to the brother's channel, you know, so we see, do you see how it is? All this time, this man, I've been telling him to cover his wife. He didn't care about it. But then when something affects him personally, that's when Quran verses started coming. And you see that all over. This is all about Muhammad. If the Quran is saying that, you know, let me show you guys again, and there is many more verses in that we could share. Many more verses that says no one will intercede for you. No one will intercede for you. Nothing at all will intercede for you. But then all of a sudden, watch this. Look at this Quran verse right here. And we see how dangerous Muhammad is. And the kind of person that whoever this person they call Muhammad was. You know, and why would anyone in their right mind, after knowing these things, want to be a Muslim? So look at this. Here is another verse from the Quran that we can show you guys. And then we continue to play the video. But here is another verse that is 2 verses actually, that is from the Quran that we could look into and see how it goes. This is Surah 4. So this is from Surah 4. Surah 4, 123. What it says here. Divine grace is neither by your wish, nor those of the people of the book. Whoever commit evil will be rewarded accordingly, and they will find no protector or helper beside Allah. Do you see that? They will find no protector or helper beside Allah. But Muhammad said, you know, he will intercede for them. Watch this. But those who do good, whether male or female, and have faith will enter paradise and will never be wronged, even as much as the speck on a date stone. So they will have no protector, and they will find no protector or helper beside Allah. So is Muhammad Allah? When Muhammad is saying that he will intercede for them, who is Muhammad? So you see the Quran verses are saying there is no intercession for these people. And then Muhammad is saying that he will intercede for them. He will intercede for them, even though no intercession for these people at all. There will be no intercession for these people, but Muhammad say, hey, I am going to be their intercessor. And he's going to be their mediator, when the Quran is saying that there is no mediator for these people at all. None whatsoever. No mediator for these people. You see that? Oh, believers, donate from what we have provided for you before the arrival of a day when there will be no bargaining, friendship, or intercession. So no intercession at all. Hold on. So this is one there. Here's another one. And fear a day when no soul will suffice for another at all. No soul will suffice for another. And no compensation will be accepted for it. No compensation will be accepted for it, nor will any intercession benefit it. Nor will they be aided. They will not be aided. Do you see, people? They will not be aided. But if we look at what Muhammad is saying here, we see a different story, because Muhammad was above his Quran. Muhammad forget what he wrote. We see where Muhammad was forgetting the Quran. And when he forget the Quran, then he make up stories, forgetting what the Quran says. Let me show you. And imagine the revealer of the Quran forget the Quran. The revealer of the Quran the person who revealed the Quran is forgetting the Quran. The man who claimed that, hey, I came to reveal the Quran, he was forgetting the Quran. Look at this. Do you see? So when Muhammad forget what is inside the Quran, then he make up stories. You see all the make up story that he come up with. So here we go. Muhammad forget the Quran. And because he was forgetting the Quran, you will see the made up stories that he come up with, and the contradiction that was made because of him forgetting what is inside the Quran. Oh, see, narrated Aisha, and this is Sahih al-Bukhari 5038. Narrated Aisha, Allah's apostle heard a man reciting the Quran at night and said, may Allah bestowed his mercy upon him, as he have remind me of such and such verses, of such and such surahs, which I was caused to forget. Can you imagine? You are the lawgiver. You are the one who came to give the law, but you forget what is given to you. What you forget what is given to you. And do you remember there was an incident where two Muslims were quarreling about a Quran verse. Two Muslims were quarreling about the recitation of a Quran verse. And Muhammad says, it was revealed to me that both of them were right, because it was revealed to him this way and that way too. Why Muhammad could say something like that? Because he was a forgetful bastard. Look at this. He forget. If something is so important, you don't forget it. You know, you don't forget it. I'm saying that you might not know the whole total story, but to forget something, somebody might tell you something that is important, but you're not going to forget the whole thing to the point where you say, you were, which I was caused to forget. It's just like me. I know the Bible, but I might forget the numbers of the verses where you say John 9 verse 14. I might forget what John 9 verse 14 says, but if I hear it, I know it. I know it. I forget the number, but I'm not forgetting that I read it. I might forget the number. If somebody say, what does John 9 verse 14 say? I will tell them, oh, I don't know. But if they read it, I could tell you, yeah, I know that. Forgetting the number is totally different from forgetting the recitation, what is said. That's totally different. But Muhammad is saying that he reminded me of such and such verses, of such and such surah, which I was caused to forget. Which I was caused to forget. He was forgetting the revelation, and because he forget the revelation, he make mistakes counteracting is God. He's making mistake against what the God say, because the God says, quote unquote, the God In the Quran, it says no one will intercede. No one can intercede on that day. But you see here where Muhammad is saying that he will be the intercession. He will be the intercessor. He will be the mediator. He will be the mediator. You see it right here? You see that? Muhammad is saying right there that he will be the, he said, I will admit in paradise. Notice what Muhammad says. He is the one who will admit people in paradise. Allah will allow me to intercede for a certain kind of people and will fix a limit whom I will admit in paradise. Wow. Whoa. Do you see this kind of story? How and based on what will Muhammad admit these people in paradise? Is Muhammad able to search the heart of a person and know what kind of heart that person have? Is Muhammad able to is he omnipotent? Huh? Is he omnipotent so that he know what is all-knowing, so that he know what is inside somebody's heart for him to make this I will admit in paradise? See, Jesus could do these things. And the disciples said to Jesus, we know that you know all things. Jesus can do these things because we see who Jesus is. The Bible tells us who Jesus is. And this is why Jesus can admit and refuse. But who is Muhammad? Who is Muhammad? Let me show you something to show that Jesus admits that he is omnipotent. And this is why Jesus can do these things. He's omnipotent. Watch this. Jesus admits that he is omnipotent. So, you know, and this is why he can make judgment. He is our judge because he is omnipotent. He's also omnipresent. Jesus is right here with me and he's right wherever you guys are. If any of you is in Australia, any of you are in Africa, any of you are in the Caribbean, Jesus is right there with you guys. And he's also right here with me too. Let me show you something, my friends. What Jesus say about himself. Let me show you something that Jesus say about himself. So we are in a John 14 verse 23. And here is Jesus speaking. Jesus says, anyone, look at this. Anyone who love me will obey my teaching, and my Father will love them, and we will come to them. And we will come to them and make our home with them. So Jesus can make the claim that he is the resurrection, the life, and no, he gives life to all people. He is the one who admit people in paradise because what? He's with us and know what we do on a daily basis. He's with us and know what we do on a daily basis. A daily basis, he's with us and know what we do. Is that the only verse that we can find? Watch this. That's not the only one we can find. Here's another one. Jesus talking to his disciples. Jesus was talking to his disciple and he said this to the disciples. Oh, just a minute. He says, surely I am with you always to the end of the age. Why? Why? But when Muhammad is making these claims that we see Muhammad make right here, how can Muhammad fulfill these things? Muhammad is a man, a mere man, not the Logos or the Memra or the word that became flesh, but Muhammad is making these claim like this claim right here. That I will admit into paradise. I will admit into paradise. So Allah is giving Muhammad the preference to admit whoever Muhammad wants to admit into paradise. How is this any form of justice? How is this any form of justice? That's monkey court. And look at who Allah is giving this permission to. If you go to the Hadith, you will see the kind of man that Muhammad was, how stupid Muhammad was. A very stupid guy. Allah is taking a stupid guy and say, hey, I'm giving you all the power to make all this decision. Watch this. Let's show you. Let me show you. Let me show you the kind of person, judge that Muhammad would be. Let me show you the kind of stupid judge that Muhammad was. The monkey judge that Muhammad was. Just to show you who Allah is giving permission to, this so-called God. And we see, just showing you that the God of Islam is a nobody. A straight up clown and a nobody. Let me show you who Allah is giving permission to judge. To judge. Can you imagine if this was true? We'll be in trouble if this was true. You know, we'll be in so much trouble if this was true. Look at this. Look at the monkey court that Muhammad have. So I'm in this house right now, and something happened between me and my wife. You know, nobody knows what happened between me and my wife, and I decided I'm gonna hurt my wife, you know, but it's just word speaking. And the court said the justice system in America was like this right here. This is Sunan Abu Dawud 4361. Narrated Abdullah ibn Abbas. So you know who this man is, Muhammad's cousin. A blind man have a slave mother who used to abuse the prophet and disparage him. So he is giving the narration that the blind man have a slave mother who used to disparage and abuse Muhammad. He forbid her, but she did not stop. Did he tell Muhammad? Did he tell it to the court system that, hey, I have my slave mother, or actually this is his common law wife, because this is a woman that he have children with. Let me show you. Did he tell Muhammad like, oh, this, because if my wife is in here selling drugs and I'm talking to her and she won't listen, I'll call the cops on her. I would. I'll call the cops on her. Like, hey, you're going down, sister. But instead of that, she's selling drugs, and instead of calling the cop, I beat her up. This is what something similar that happened here. He forbade her, but she did not stop. He rebuked her, but she did not give up her habit. One night he she began to slander the prophet and abuse him. So he took a dagger, placed it on her belly, pressed it, and killed her. A child who came between her legs was smeared with the blood that was there. So a baby was there, a little child was there. Because if a child come between her legs, must be a little child. Can't be a grown child like 16, 14, 15, 16. Must be a little child. Just to show you the evil of this man. So he killed the slave mother. So he have a slave girl that he have children with. If it was his wife, he would not call her a slave mother. Just to show you that these people were having children with their slaves. So look what happened. When the morning came, the prophet was informed about it. He assembled the people and said, "Adjure by Allah the man who has done this action, and I adjure him by my right hand that he should stand up." Jumping over the necks of the people and trembling, the man stood up. He sat before the prophet and said, "Messenger of Allah, I am her master." Notice this. I am her master, not her husband. She used to abuse you and disparage you. I forbade her. So look at this. This man is telling a tale, and the dead woman is not there to defend herself, whether she was doing this or not. Because it happened in the secret of their home. But look what happened. But she did not stop. And I rebuke her, but she did not abandon her habit. I have 2 sons like pearls from her. So I am her master. I am her master, but I have children with her. They show you that these people were having sex with their slaves without marrying to their slave. Because you would never call your wife your slave, and you are not the master of your wife. And she was my companion. So she was your companion. You got children with her, just to show you how callous this man was. Last night she began to abuse and disparage you. So I took a dagger, put it on her belly, and pressed it till I kill her. Thereupon the prophet said, "Oh, witness, no retaliation is payable for our blood." And this is look, the man's story could be the biggest lie ever. The man is so evil that he killed his children's mother while the children witnessed him, one of the children witnessed him kill their mother. The real reason is not clear to Muhammad's monkey court. The man word against the dead woman's word. And guess what Prophet Muhammad says? Thereupon the prophet saws. The story sounds like saw. The story sounds like saw, and the prophet saw. Said, "Oh, be witness, no retaliation is payable for our blood." And this is the same man that they say will intercede for people on the day of judgment. Do you see how stupid Islam is? On the day of judgment, I will admit into paradise. Say, Allah will allow me to intercede. Look at this. Muhammad, the wicked bandit, will intercede for you. The stupid bandit will intercede for you. There is another story about a man who was beating his wife. Everybody should know that he beat his wife until his wife was literally green, according to Aisha. Aisha said, "I've never seen anyone suffer as much as the believing woman." This is the kind of system that Muhammad was running. Then Muhammad said to the woman, "What's going on?" Something like that. The woman said, "I want to leave him because he's impotent," meaning that his piston is not working. His spark plug is not sparking. His jackhammer is not hammering. But guess what? So Muhammad looked over and saw the man with some children, 2 boys. He said, "Are these your son?" The man said, "Yes." Muhammad looked at the son and said, "These children look like you as a crow resemble a crow." And so Muhammad ruled that the woman is not telling the truth. But the foolishness of Muhammad is this. We all know that. Everybody should know this kind of stuff. Is that impotence can come on within months. Within just a few months, a person can become impotent within just a few months. These sons that this man have were at least walking children. 3-year-old, 5-year-old. And Muhammad was so stupid that Muhammad did not even know that within a month, a person who was fully functioning sexually 6 months ago can be impotent today. Muhammad ruled in favor of the man, and he did not tell the man not to beat his wife. He didn't give no justice to the woman. He gave all the justice to the man. Muhammad, the stupid clown who told people there's an incident where a man came home and caught his wife in a bed with with someone, and the man asked the question, should I go home, run out of the house and go call 4 witnesses or whatever and come back? And Muhammad said yes. Muhammad was such a donkey. But this is the man who will admit into paradise. He will intercede for you and he will admit into paradise. How does Muhammad know who is worthy of paradise or not? How does he know that? I will intercede. Allah will allow me to intercede for a certain kind of people, a certain kind. I wonder what kind. They put this in parentheses. I wonder what kind. And fix a limit. Whom I will admit. I will, not Allah will. So when he intercedes for the people, it is not Allah who will admit them. It's him who will admit them. Muhammad is God Almighty, man. Muhammad is God Almighty. And then when you look at the contrast between the Quran verses, that's where the problem comes in. The contrast that you see in the Quran verses, where the Quran is saying no such thing will happen. Nothing like that will happen. How is it that Muhammad will do these things? I will look at some of the I will look at the comments in a minute. But how is it that Muhammad will do these things when the Quran is saying something other than what Muhammad is saying? Let's go back over the Quran and we're going to share some other verses from the Quran that totally against what Muhammad says. Totally against. So let's go back over the Quran and show you guys. Here we go. You see what he says here? And fear a day when no soul will suffice for another soul at all. So what gave Muhammad the power to make this intercession? What was so special about Muhammad? Because the Quran says, no soul will suffice for another soul at all. But do you remember Muhammad even say in the hadith, let me see if I could find that one, where Muhammad say in the hadith that the Muslim will be given a Jew and a Christian and say, this is your ransom from hellfire. So no soul will suffice for another soul. But Jews and Christian will be ransomed from hellfire for by Muslim. Do you see the contradiction and the stupidity that Islam doesn't add up? Islam does not add up at all. Let me actually find that. No soul, let me see. This is your ransom, ransom, from hellfire. Hellfire, 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 burning like yellow camel grow in. Remember, Muhammad said the fire leap like yellow camels, man. Say hellfire will leap like yellow camel. Let me see if I can find it. Say, this is your ransom. Okay, what's it? Okay. When the day of resurrection comes, each Muslim man, not woman, no Muslim woman will be given, but Muslim man. When the day of resurrection comes, each Muslim man will be given a man from among the idolater, and it will be said, this is your ransom from hellfire. And there's also one about Christian and Jews. Let me share that with you, so we are sharing things so that these Muslims cannot say, hey, he's just talking, he's not reading our hadith, he's liar. Liar. I don't want to be no liar. I just want to go much higher. Higher than hellfire. Leaping like a yellow camel. Muhammad said the fire leap like a yellow camel. In the Quran, it actually said that. In the Quran, that the fire of hell leap like a yellow camel. What a poetry, man. Not even Langston Hughes or Emily Dickinson was good like that. So here we go. Because we speak truth here. We don't tell lies. Here we say here. When the day of resurrection comes, each Muslim man, no Muslim woman, hey Muslim woman, you are nobody. You won't be able to rescue anyone from hellfire. You are not equipped. Your intelligence worth half that of a man. So he says, when the day of resurrection comes, each Muslim man will be given a man from among, notice, will be given a man, not a woman. Wow, what a beautiful religion. What a sexist religion, sexist religion. Move some precision, move with precision, far from this religion. I want you guys to move with precision, far from this religion, because this is a sexist religion. Look at this. Each Muslim man will be given a man, not a woman. So women, no wonder hellfire got more women than men. Muhammad said you see more women in hellfire than men. Why? Because Muhammad loved men more than he loved women. He used women, but he loved men more. Because why would you be saying some crap like this? Each Muslim man will be given a man. Wow. What a catastrophe. From among the idolatry, and it will be said, this is your ransom from the hellfire. But guess what the Quran says? Remember what the Quran says, my people? No soul will suffice for another soul at all. How did you ransom somebody if you cannot suffice for the person? Ransom means that your life paid the price for that person. What you do, pay the price for this person, because you are the ransom. So you are the one who is ransoming them. What you are using to ransom them? Do you see how Islam is a donkey religion? A donkey religion? When I hear Islam, this is what I hear. A donkey galloping. When I read the Quran and the Hadith, this is what I'm hearing. A donkey and a galloping on a back street in Jamaica. in a dirt road in the country in Jamaica. Beautiful country side with a donkey galloping. That's what I hear when I hear Islam. Donkeys galloping. Look at this. You see this stupidity? No, we read in Surah 2, verse 123. And fear a day when no soul will suffice for another soul. But according to this right here, what he says here, each Muslim man will be given a man. Each Muslim man will be given a man. Is that how they do family plan? Must be the way they do family plan. They want to kill the generation. Why can't you be given a woman? You'll be given a man, man. Mohammed, something was wrong with his bloody head. Mohammed, eat poison goat meat and drop down dead. What a craziness, man. Each Muslim man, but do you see what we are saying? The contradiction. No soul will suffice for another soul. But guess what? Each Muslim man will be given a man from among the idolaters, and it will say, this is your ransom from hellfire. Do you see how stupid the Quran is? The Quran is a stupid book. Don't it says Allah forgive no sin but shirk, but Allah forgive idolaters. Allah will ransom idolaters. Do you see this dumbness of this religion? It doesn't add up. It's like a child counting and missing out numbers. When my son was younger and you tell him to count, baby, my son would miss out some numbers. Nowadays, he's counting all the way up to 11, 13 sometimes. But when they tell him to count, he will be like 1, 3, 9. Doesn't add up. This is Islam. This is Islam, man. Allah doesn't forgive shirk, but Allah will forgive the idolater. And when Muhammad, and this is how you know that Muhammad's religion is a donkey religion. Muhammad asked Allah if he could pray for his mother and intercede for his mother to save his mother from hell. And Allah said no. But look at this. Allah will give in idolaters to Muslim to save. And according to this right here, look at this, my people, in the name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, who loves us so much. Look at this. Muhammad will admit in paradise. And if you notice, they are the one who put a certain people here. It's not in the hadith. They are the one who put it in there. So Allah will allow me to intercede and fix a limit whom I will admit in paradise. But he asked Allah to admit his mother, who was a polytheist. And Allah said no. But Allah will admit other idolaters. What is going on in Allah's kingdom? But Allah allowed him to visit her grave. And when he visited her grave, he was crying. He went to her grave crying. And according to Muhammad, the wicked people, they are squeezed in the grave. The increase of torment in the grave increased when people cry over them. Muhammad says when you cry, when someone go to the grave of another person and cry, the torment in the grave increase. But he went to his mother's grave and he cried. Let me see if I could find it. Visit, I-S-I-I-T, her grave. Let me see if I could find it. Let's see. The apostle of Allah, may peace be upon him, visit the grave of his mother, and he wept. Let's show you guys this. Because we are telling you, man, Islam is the most stupid religion I've ever come across. Why do people jump into this thing? If you are already into it, jump out. Nobody want to stay in the fire. The fire burning higher and higher and higher. I'm just tell you, jump out of the fire, jump out of the fire, jump out of the fire, because the fire will be leaping like camel, yellow camel. Anyway, people, I'm crazy, man. When it comes to that, don't follow me. Don't try to sing reggae music like me. Sai Muslim 976b. The apostle of Allah, may peace be upon him, visited the grave of his mother, and he wept and moved others around him to tears. So they look at that. And he said, I sought permission from my Lord to beg forgiveness for her, but it was not granted to me. And I sought permission to visit her grave, and it was granted to me. So visit the grave. He says, so visit the graves, for that makes you mindful of the of death. But look at this. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it. Weeping increase torment, torment, in the grave. So he cried when he went to his mama grave. Muhammad went to his mama grave and he cried. You should see teardrops like boulders running from his eyes. It was the same guy who climbed the mountain to commit suicide. He went to his mama grave and cried. That could be a country western song if you twist it a little bit. What's this now? What is? Hutman used to stand by the grave and weep until his beard become wet. Look at that. It was said to him, you remember paradise and hell, and you do not weep, but you weep for this? He said, the messenger of Allah said, the grave is the first stage of hereafter. Oh boy, what this says. If one is saved from its torment, then look at this. So Hutman went to the grave and he weep. But what did Allah say? Messenger says, let's show you, because it might not be in this hadith, but it's in another hadith. So here it is, Muhammad weeping at his mama grave. And guess what? Hutman used to stand by a grave and weep. So whenever you see a grave, he weep. And look what Muhammad said. Oh, wow. What a religion, what a religion, what a religion. Nah, nah, nah. Look at this. You see this? The dead are tormented by the weeping of the living. What a beautiful, beautiful religion. Can you come and make your decision? Stand up strong and move with precision. Far away from this evil religion. I need the guitar, man. What a beautiful, beautiful religion. Stand up strong and make your decision. Make it fast and move with precision. Far away from this religion. Bob Marley style now. Hey, what a beautiful, beautiful religion. I can't sing like Bob Marley. Don't even try. Buju Banton style now. Yo, I want a beautiful, beautiful religion. Stay far away from this religion. Stand up strong and make your decision. Move away from it, Thomas, and with some precision. We're moving in all direction. Moving to Jesus Christ to perfection. Watch us start. See it? I can do it, man. I can do it. Don't tell the people that I can do it. They will come looking for me. Anyway, so you see what I'm saying? Muhammad weep at the grave of his mama. And what he says right here. Muhammad weep at the grave of his mama. Call his mama to be tormented in the grave. The dead are tormented by the weeping of the living. Look at this, what he said down here. What's the bottom? The messenger of Allah, may peace. Oh boy. The messenger of Allah, may Allah bless him and grant him peace. Grant him peace. Wow. Passed by a Jewish woman whose family were crying over her, and he said, "You are crying over her. She is being tormented in her grave." Oh boy, what a beautiful, beautiful religion. Let me see what the comments and what we are saying. So, do you see the craziness now, my people? So, the Quran is saying that only Allah can intercede and no soul can save a soul. But Muhammad is making up his own little religion on the sideways. So Muhammad have his side job. Like some people be like, I got my side hustle. Muhammad have a side hustle on the side, telling people what he's gonna do, how he's gonna admit people in paradise and all this stuff. These are the lies of Muhammad, the pure lies of Muhammad. Nothing that man say can be can be put to truth, man, because he's an idiot. Oh boy, this one, Sparky, son is Sparkle. You something else, bro. This stuff you be saying. And why is this clown repeating himself? All the time he come, Jesus called the non-Jewish woman a dog. I'd rather be called a dog and later be called the Son of God than to be called the worst of all creatures. In Surah 98, verse 6, Muhammad say people are the worst of all creatures. So what is your problem? What a beautiful, beautiful religion. It's such a beautiful, beautiful religion. Move far away from Islam with precision, 'cause it's such a beautiful, beautiful religion. Do you know? Do you understand why Islam is such a beautiful religion? Don't listen to that there. Anyway, let's get into the nitty-gritty of things. So what we see here, my beautiful people, what we see here, what do we see here? What do we see? We see where Muhammad is telling us things against the Quran. He's going totally against the Quran. If we read the Quran here, we're not hiding anything. And what the Quran says in Surah 2, verse 123, no soul will suffice for another soul. But we see where Muhammad is saying that Muslim men will be able to ransom men. Will be able to ransom men, women, from hellfire. So Muslim men will be able to ransom men from hellfire. And the funny thing about it, that's not the only place where Muhammad said this. There's another place where Muhammad said that Muslim will be given a Jew or a Christian and say, this is your ransom from hellfire. But if you look at what the Quran say itself, you see that nothing like that can ever happen. No soul will suffice for another soul, and no compensation. Ransom, what does ransom mean? What does ransom mean? Mean you pay some form of compensation. There's something like, oh, okay. If about 4 years ago, some people went to Tanzania. I think it was Tanzania in Africa. Even though Tanzania is a beautiful place for tourism, for some reason, they were captured. Some men, because the problem is when you go into these, what they call it, safari, you need to have armed bodyguards with you. You can't just go like that. I'm telling you guys, Jamaica is a beautiful place. and they have tourist Jamaica, and then they have the real Jamaica. What did I say? They have tourist Jamaica and then the real Jamaica. And Jamaica is beautiful. And if you are in tourist Jamaica, you're most of the time, you're 100% safe. Because everywhere you look, there's a police officer. Boom, 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 boom. And if you do anything, boom, 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 boom. Exactly. You can't mess with the tourists over there because that's how they make their money. But then there's another side of Jamaica where a lot of people think that they're big and bad enough. They go to Jamaica. I want to enter into that side. Yes, you can enter into that side, but guess what? You have to enter with the right people. You can't just jump into Jamaica and say, oh, here I am. I'm bigger than bad and I'm from the US of A. I'm bigger than bad and I'm from the UK. I'm going to Jamaica to have a blessed day. And then you just jump and say, hey, I'm going to Kingston. I'm going to Kingston. And you just jump on a bus by yourself and say, and you're going to Kingston. No, you don't do that. Don't you do that. I'm telling you, don't you do that. Don't you ever, 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 ever let me hear that you do that. If you go to Jamaica, go safe. Follow the right code. And the code is to follow the tourist board procedures. And if you're going out with a Jamaican, make sure you're going out with a strong man, a man with strong back, not a soft back person. You can't go with a person with a frog back. You got to go with somebody with a turtle back, who got shield on his back. But anyway, so these people went out and they were captured, you know. And when they were captured in Tanzania, the kidnapper requests a ransom. I heard that this happened in Nigeria sometimes. So they request a ransom, and the ransom must be paid before the kidnappers release the people. Yes. So what ransom is you paying a wage to save somebody. So when the Quran, when Muhammad say, this is your ransom from hellfire, what does it mean? That there is something that you have that you used to pay for them. Here is another one right here. And this is what? Sunan Ibn Majah, 4291. It says there, then it will be said, raise your head. Hold on. The messenger of Allah said, when Allah gather all the creatures on the day of resurrection, permission will be given to the nation of Muhammad to prostrate. The nation of Muhammad. Wow. Wow. The nation of Muhammad. I've never heard of that before. I heard about the nation of Islam. These fake Muslim here in the United States. But I've never heard of the nation of Muhammad to prostrate. So they will prostrate to him. Did I say prostrate? To prostrate. And they will prostrate to him for a long time. Then it will be said, raise your head, for a certain number of you will go to hellfire, and these will be your ransom from hellfire. Wow. So what did they do? What did they do to ransom? Did they ransom them with their righteousness? Could a wicked person ransom another person from hellfire? So something is there that that is accredited to that person, to cause that person to be able to ransom. There is something of worth, something worthwhile that got to be paid. Something worthwhile got to be there, that got to be present in order for you to ransom someone. The Muslim will tell you that Jesus cannot ransom anybody. His death could not ransom you. But here is Muhammad saying that Muslim will ransom wicked people. Muslim will ransom wicked people from hellfire. Wow. But the Quran is saying something otherwise, people. No soul will suffice for another at all, and no compensation will be accepted from it. nor will any intercession benefit, nor will they be aided. What a beautiful, beautiful religion. So let's play this video and let's hear what's going on here.
Is people who believe in him and they never met him. You understand?
What
So
was my
yes.
question? What was my question, sir?
Yeah, your question was like, if you think that Prophet Muhammad is so powerful and he intercedes for us, that means that he can admit people to paradise. It's not that way.
That wasn't my fully question, but I can handle that. Yes.
Wait,
so,
did he say that that's not true? Did you say that it's not true that Muhammad will admit people to paradise?
Like yes, he will intercede for us. That's true, but he cannot
But is it
admit
true that
anyone to
he'll?
paradise.
yeah, he
He-
says
Okay, I
he
thought I heard
cannot.
that. Thank you. Yeah, I
He
thought I heard that.
cannot
Thank you.
admit anyone to paradise.
Okay, so
Sorry, can
why?
you say one more time? I didn't hear. He can or can't? I don't. He can or cannot? It's nothing
That's
funny.
what
This is about religion. Can he or can he not admit people into paradise?
Yes.
Yes, what?
Uh,
He can or cannot?
he himself he cannot unless
Okay.
God give.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
Thank
so
you.
he cannot. Okay, so thank you for clarifying that for us 3 times. He cannot.
He himself.
So when in here, look at, are your eyes on the screen?
Yes.
Sister Hisham, isn't there a hadith that Muhammad says if you lie about him, then you'll be in hell?
Yeah.
Which
Okay,
must
so
mean that one of the other two.
I don't think he's lying. I think he's ignorant. He seems like a humble guy. I think he's just ignorant, just like most of these Muslims are ignorant. I think this guy is just ignorant because if you notice, he's a pleasant guy. He's not like some of these clowns are running around, like this one called Dawood Ali. He's a humble guy. I think he's just ignorant. He doesn't even know what's inside these hadith that they claim come from Muhammad.
Muslims must be going to hell. The ones that were
oh
arguing.
yeah, they were.
None of them were among 70,000. So anyway, are both of your eyes, are they looking at the screen?
Yes.
So both of your eyes are looking at the YouTube screen where you are seeing hadith on the screen, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Can you be kind enough and then read the brown color for us?
Like Sahih Buhari, like he said that he admit people into paradise. You know, with context. You understand? You are just
Okay. So you said he can't, but in the hadith it says he can. So how do you?
with the permission of
that?
Allah. Yeah, with the permission of Allah.
Where does it say?
Let me
Where does
find.
it say?
I'm looking. Sister, just a second.
Sorry.
I am looking. Okay, so there must be word says permission. I am looking with my 2 eyes. I am looking into the hadith right now with my 2 eyes. Plus, I've got glasses. I cannot see that word. Please point me out. Stop laughing. Don't laugh at your prophet. Allah doesn't like those who are joyful. Muhammad doesn't like people to make fun of him. I am looking with my 2 eyes and my glasses are on. I cannot find the word permission. Can you please point that word out for me? Thank you.
Like if you read he said that like he said that your intercession will be accepted. Allah is telling Prophet Muhammad that your intercession is accepted. That means that he can admit people to paradise because it has already accepted. You understand me?
So, do you see the contradiction between the hadith and the Quran? Because here we have the Quran saying that no soul will suffice for another soul, and no one will on that day there will be no compensation will be accepted, nor will any intercession benefit, nor will they be aid. But guess what? Guess what? Muhammad will intercede. Muhammad will intercede, man. Because Muhammad is the biggest and baddest wolf in the pack. What a nonsense. What a catastrophe.
So it is just simple, Betty. Just
No, I
take
didn't
out
understand
of
you because my
context,
question was
and you are just
where the
putting your
word
own.
permission is.
You are just putting your
My
own
question
interpretation.
was, Mr. Muslim, you need
This
to
is not
first of all
good.
remember.
This is not fair. This is
So,
not fair.
just a second, Mr. Muslim, you need to remember, Allah doesn't like those who are joyful. Muhammad doesn't like people to lie about him. In the hadith, where is the word permission?
That's what he's saying, that your intercession will be accepted. You understand?
No, I didn't
So
understand.
yeah, so Allah will accept for him to admit people to paradise. That is the will of Allah. But since we are not there yet, we need to talk about salvation. You understand?
Okay, so
Because this afterlife.
that
You
is
understand?
failing with my English. Daughter of Christ, your English is perfect and perfect. Stop laughing. Allah doesn't like those people who laugh and joyful. Please pull yourself together.
Man. You just be laughing,
Mr.
man.
Muslim, pull yourself together. Don't laugh.
Oh my God.
Mr. Muslim, you said in the beginning he cannot admit people into paradise, correct?
Yeah, he himself, he cannot.
Okay, he himself cannot. Is there someone else admitting there or what?
Yeah, he will intercede, you know. He will prostrate.
Okay, he will intercede. That's not a problem. Yeah, that's another problem. That's another problem. I'm not talking about interceding. I'm talking about admitting. You said he cannot by himself admit, correct?
Yeah, he himself, he cannot.
Okay, is someone else admitting here? Isn't it still he himself?
No, like with the permission of
someone
Allah,
else?
you understand?
Where does it say permission of Allah?
Yeah, that's why that it says here that your intercession will be accepted.
Okay, the intercession is accepted. That's fine. I'm not talking about an intercession. I'm talking about the admitting. Where does it say you can go and admit?
if the intercession is accepted, then automatically those people will be admitted to heaven.
Yeah, admitted by you. But then it should be Allah who admits, not Muhammad.
Yeah, Allah will admit them to paradise. But this one is afterlife, you understand? We need to talk about salvation.
No, Allah is more
important. You are just,
Allah is important to you. Listen, you said Allah will admit. Who? So how come it's Muhammad who is admitting here?
He literally admit that Muhammad is Allah. Because he said, Muhammad said, I will admit. And he said, Allah will admit. But look at the funny thing about this right here. As we go along, we show some things, man. Watch this. Watch how funny this is. And we see that Muhammad is nothing but a clown, man. And people don't pay attention to these things. Muslims don't. While they're running around trying to find contradiction in the Bible, they don't pay attention to their own religion. Watch this right here, my people. Watch this. What does it say here? This is Riyad, what's this? Has Salihin, and this is 432. But look what it says here. Abu Musa reported, Messenger of Allah said, on the day of resurrection, Allah will deliver to every Muslim, a Jew and a Christian, and say, this is your ransom from hellfire. Watch this. Remember what you see here. Let's eat it so we can... Here it is. Allah will deliver a Jew and a Christian from a Jew and a Christian and say, this is your ransom. Whose ransom? Not Allah's ransom, but Whose ransom? But the Muslims' ransom. So Allah will deliver to every Muslim, a Jew and a Christian, and say, this is your ransom from hellfire. But look at this. Look at this, my people. Look at this. Do you look at the big controversy? The two mouths of Muhammad. I keep telling you people that Muhammad have two mouths. One mouth is saying this, another mouth is saying that. One mouth to set a steer, another one to set a trap. Watch this. Watch this. Do you see the opposite right here? So in the hadith, it says Allah will deliver to every Muslim, a Jew or a Christian, and say, this is your ransom from hellfire. And what does the Quran say? This is Quran 2 verse 48. What does it say? Guard yourself against the day on which no soul will be of help to the other. No intercession will be accepted, no ransom taken, no help will be given. What a beautiful, beautiful religion. I'm moving with precision from this religion. Stay far away in the opposite direction. Move to Jesus Christ. He is the one with perfection. Stay far away from Islam. Do you see that? No intercession will be accepted. No ransom will be taken. But look at this. Let's switch back and show you the funniness, because there is a lot of funniness. Is there a word called funniness? There seems to be a word called, there must be a word called funniness, man. Look at this. Do you see it? Allah will deliver every Muslim, a Jew or a Christian. Remember, a Jew here. It's important to look at this word and say, this is your ransom. Look at the word ransom and look at the word Jew. Then if you switch back, what you see here, we switch back. Let's switch back so we could see what we see. Yeah. I'm slow. What the verse says? The verse says, who is the verse talking to? O children of Israel, Jews, remember all the favor I've granted you and how I honor you above others, and then go down. So he's talking to the Jews. And he says, guard yourself against the day on which no soul will be of help to another. No soul. Muhammad won't be a help to you. No intercession. No intercession will be accepted. But Muhammad said he will intercede, but no intercession will be accepted, and no ransom will be accepted. But guess what Muhammad is saying? That Allah will deliver to every Muslim, a Jew and a Christian, and say, this is your ransom from hellfire. So this is your ransom. Who is doing the ransom? The Jew, the Muslim, because they are the one who's doing the ransom. Allah is saying, this is your ransom. Now, this is my ransom. Allah is saying, this is your ransom. Do you see the big contradiction in the old story from DCCI ministry, the video, to this, all the information that we are showing here? It is just a bunch of stupidity. Do you see a bunch of nonsense, headless, reprobatical, stupid nonsense, where Muhammad is trying to put himself in the place of Jesus Christ? How do we know that? Because Jesus is the only one who can ransom us. Jesus is the only one who can ransom us. Only one who can ransom us is our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. No one else can ransom us. No one else can ransom us, my people. It is just the truth. We don't care what we do. No one else can ransom us. Our ransom is already paid, and no one else can ransom us. The Messiah told us that. No one at all can ransom us but the Messiah, because he is the resurrection and the life. He is the way, the truth, and the life. The way. He's actually saying, I am the only way. The only way. So we look at this, that Jesus is our ransom. Let's support what we say with biblical scripts, so we know that what we're saying is not some, oh, we just, you thought Jesus is a ransom. Where did he get that from? This is where we get it from. Just as the Son of Man, who is the Son of Man, Jesus, did not come to be served, but to serve and to give his life as a ransom for many. So Jesus is our only ransom. But you notice what Muhammad said, there will be no ransom. But then he later is claiming, I can ransom, I can save. And you know, and there will, and Jews will ransom, and Muslim will ransom Jews. So where is Jesus in the picture? Took the Jesus out of the picture totally, and to substitute Jesus for nonsense, for contradiction. No one will ransom you, but yet still somebody will ransom you. Do you see that? The stupidity, the craziness of the madman Muhammad. The nonsense of the madman Muhammad. There's even a verse where Muhammad says, I think, I don't know if I read that verse before. That it's not a verse. It is an hadith. I think I read that one before. Yes, I did. So do you see that? This is the craziness of Muhammad, man. Nothing that Muhammad say can be placed together, can make sense. Because all he does is go back and forth, and he forgets. He was a forgetful person whose deception could not add up. It just couldn't add up at all.
Listen, daughter of Christ.
Did Muhammad take on Allah's job?
No. Listen.
You said Allah will admit.
Please,
and then
let me
Muhammad
explain.
is admitting instead. So
Daughter of Christ. Yeah. Let me explain it to you. Just have patience, please. Like Prophet Muhammad will prostrate. You understand? We as his ummah, you know, and Allah will grant him permission to intercede.
Where does it say? Okay, that's fine. My problem is
so after the daughter of Christ, allow me to finish, please. Like after he has been granted, then those people will be admitted to heaven.
Okay, admitted by who?
Admitted by Allah.
Okay, does it say Allah will
Prophet Muhammad.
Wait.
Do you hear what he said? Admitted by Allah. So literally he's telling you that Muhammad is Allah. The deep question here is, how can Muhammad admit somebody in hell, in heaven, if Muhammad is not omnipotent, all powerful, and know what your heart is like? What is in your mind? What is in your heart? So Muhammad could be admitting somebody in paradise who is as evil as they come, and a fake as they come. A fake Muslim, evil as hell, because Muhammad does not have omnipotence. Muhammad does not have omnipotence. A person without omnipotence cannot. Look at what Jesus says here. I read it for you instead of switching back and forth. I just read it for you, and you guys trust me because I don't read and make up story. I don't make up story. You guys, I will give you the verse, and you guys look it up yourself. So I will give you the verse, and you look it for yourself. In Matthew 18, verse 20, what does Jesus say? In Matthew 18, verse 20. Jesus says, what he says? For where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, there I am with them. So we are gathered now. Right now it is 28 of us. 28 of us watching this podcast. And Jesus is in the midst of us. 29 of us watching this podcast, including myself, watching this podcast, and Jesus is in the midst of us. What is that telling you, my people? What is that telling you? What is that telling you? That Jesus have omnipotence. There's so many Bible verses that prove that Jesus have omnipotence. Jesus says, wherever you are, I will be there with you. Jesus is telling you that if a man love me, my Father will love him, and we will come and make abode. So if there is a million Christians who love Jesus, Jesus is with all million of them at the same time. Jesus is not like Allah, who have to come down to the lowest heaven at night to beg for attention. Is there any more prayer coming up to me so that I may answer you? This is not Jesus. But at the end of the day, why is Muhammad telling you that I will admit into paradise? That he have the power to admit into paradise? Because Muhammad is pretending to be God. If you tell somebody you have the power to admit some people in paradise, guess what? People gonna treat the gullible people, they're gonna treat you different. They will adhere to your teaching more. You have the power to give them all these women. All these women, men, because there are so many men who can't go throughout the day without thinking about sex. It's a thing with men. They can't go throughout the day. A lot of men can't go throughout the day without thinking about sex. I'm not saying all men. I'm saying a lot of them, a lot of us, we can't go through the day without thinking about sex. You promise men sex, and then you promise them that you can admit them into paradise. And if you notice how man-centered is this religion, that Muhammad is promising men that they will save, promising men that they will save idol worshiping men from hellfire, not women. Not women. Not women at all. Do you see the craziness of Islam? So my people, man, beware of this idolatrous, and adulterous religion.
I want to understand, Adams. Allah will admit.
Yes, Allah
Okay,
will admit those people
so how
to
come the
paradise.
hadith says Muhammad will admit?
Yes, like it's complicated. You understand?
It's
It's not
complicated.
You said it's complicated.
complicated. Who will admit?
Like-
It's not complicated. I'm asking who admits.
At least he's laughing with us. I mean,
You're laughing because you know it's silly. You
No,
said
no.
no one can admit except Allah. Muhammad by himself can't admit. The hadith says he admits.
Sister Atud is dying with laughter, man. He says it's complicated.
You
What
are
shall
you
I
are
do
trying to you are trying to corner me, but like this after.
He said you are trying to corner me. You cornering your own self. He said Allah will admit, but he says I will, meaning Muhammad will, whom I will admit. Two different places. Muhammad, man, or Muhammad playing God Almighty, man. Muhammad is playing God. There's so many places you could find where Muhammad is playing God, because Muhammad is going against what the Quran says. Literally, Muhammad is going against what the Quran says. Muhammad is going against what the Quran says. Notice the Quran is saying totally different from Muhammad is saying, man. Totally different. Muhammad, man. Muhammad, something was wrong with his bloody head. Watch this. Here is another Quran verse, man, that just show you Muhammad said he will intercede. And he will intercede for them. And the Quran is saying that no, Muhammad cannot intercede for nobody whatsoever. This is how dangerous this religion is, man. What a dangerous religion. Man, we need to start write some music, man, about Muhammad and his religion. So what's this? This is Surah 6, verse 70. Surah 6, verse 70. I don't know if it... Surah 6, verse 70 is a surah for you and me. What's this? Oh, wow, 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 wow. What? Am I at the right place? Yes, I am. And leave those who take this faith of Islam as mere play and amusement and are deluded by their worldly life. Yet remind them by this Quran, so no one should be ruined for their misdeed. They will have no protector, no intercessor other than Allah. Do you see it? The Quran said you will have no protector, no intercessor other than Allah. And Muhammad said, I will admit into paradise. Whoa, Muhammad is Allah. Muhammad, that's a subliminal message. Subliminal messages that Islam would tell us. Subliminal messages to show that Allah and Muhammad are one and the same. Allah and Muhammad are one and the same. One and the same, playing the same game, like a child playing in the rain. They are trying to be playing with our brains. See that? What this? This is Surah. Surah. See it right there? 6 verse 70. Surah, you are so beautiful to me. Is that Sarah? That's Sarah, but Surah. Watch this. They will have no protector or intercessor other than Allah. Watch this. Even if they were to offer every possible ransom, none will be accepted of them. But guess what? The Quran says, this is your ransom from hellfire. Oh, wow. Whoa, wow, wow. Do you see the craziness of the Quran? It doesn't make sense. This religion does not make no sense at all. Make not 1 cent, it make 2 cents. Maybe 5 cents. You could buy a candy with it. Back in the days, we could buy a candy with 5 cents. So it make 5 cents. Oh, anyway, man, what a religion, man. What a religion.
You're the one who said that it's complicated. You're the one who said it's complicated. You cornered yourself.
Yeah.
You guys are
only Allah can admit.
you guys are trying to corner me. I'm not expecting hadith. You understand? This is my personal opinion.
So
You're not
you don't
accepting
need to
Sahih?
be you don't need to be expert in the hadith. So daughter of Christ is asking a very simple question. In the hadith, is it Allah or Muhammad? If it is Muhammad, you said it's supposed to be Allah. If the hadith says it's Muhammad, you are saying it's complicated and you are laughing at it. Why are you laughing?
Yeah, I'm laughing because I haven't come across this hadith before, and I know that Prophet Muhammad will intercede for us, for his ummah,
That's not the point.
to follow
That's
him.
not the point we
So,
are focusing right now. We are focusing the part to which you say we are focusing on that part, okay? Because you already identified there is an issue. So in that identified issue, who is the one who is admitting people, sending people into paradise?
it's Allah.
Okay,
So,
daughter of
so the hadith
Christ.
is so it's Allah who will admit, but the hadith says I will admit when Muhammad is speaking. So is
Is
Allah?
Muhammad
Yeah,
Allah?
this
Is
one is
Muhammad Allah?
Muhammad is a messenger of Allah.
Then
This
why are
one
you
is
saying Allah, but hadith says I?
like this one is somewhere reporting. So and some hadith you cannot, though it is Buhari, Sahih Buhari, but like it has context. You understand? If you don't understand,
I don't
then
understand.
Wow. Do you see that? Even if you go to Surah 32, verse 4, it says, you have not beside him, meaning Allah, you have not beside him any protector or intercessor. You have no intercessor beside him, or protector beside him. But Allah is giving Muhammad the power to intercede. And the funny thing about it, how is Muhammad's intercession just? How is it just to the point where Muhammad is admitting people into paradise when Muhammad is just a normal man? And we show you where Muhammad was making critical mistake, where that man kill this man kill his slave woman, and the man claimed that he killed her because she was abusing Muhammad, but there was no proof for that. And Muhammad said, oh, no compensation should be paid. No compensation whatsoever should be paid. But Muhammad is the one who is going to be given power to judge. Monkey court Muhammad used to run. Very monkeyish kind of court. So many cases of court where Muhammad run monkey court. Monkey court, monkey court, and monkey court. And who will Muhammad save from hellfire? Men or women? Do you see? Muhammad will intercede, and who will Muhammad save from the fire? Because according to Muhammad, men will be given the opportunity to save men, not women. So it's a man religion, all men.
I think we need to find
Muhammad religion is like the cult, the Indianapolis Colt, or the Green Bay Packers, or the what do you call it, Manchester United, or Chelsea. Newcastle United, because all men Rasta.
I want you to help me to understand.
we need to
Daughter of
find a
Christ is asking,
scholar of hadith to
we don't
explain
need
it
a
to
scholar
us.
of hadith. We just need to
Yeah,
figure out,
we need.
according
No.
to this hadith, which Arabic and English, we can show with Arabic as well, who is that I is sending people to paradise? Who is that I?
Like according to the report, is Prophet Muhammad speaking.
So he thinks he's Allah. That he can
No,
admit
he said
that.
that he admit people into paradise. His ummah, he will intercede for them, and
Okay.
yeah.
But he said he would admit them though, and he said only Allah can do that. So is he
Intercede, intercede and admission is two different things. I could intercede for somebody, but I don't have the power to admit them. Do you see what I'm saying, man? Muhammad was making himself Jesus, man. That's what. Anyway, my people, I love you guys, man. God bless you all, man, and thank you guys for coming out, man. I am so hungry. Nobody is as hungry as me right now. It is said, Shaheed can be an intercession for X number of people of his choosing. So he could intercede for an X number of people of his choosing. So what are you choosing these people based on? That's what I want to know, my friend. What are admitting these people into heaven, into paradise, quote unquote paradise, based on? How did he come to the conclusion of who is worthy of this paradise? In order to know, you have to know the art of man. You know? He said, let me show you what is required. What is required. You know, when it comes to Jesus, his disciples said to Jesus in John 16, verse 20, he said to, the disciples said to him, "No, we can see that you know all things and that you do not even need to need anyone ask you questions. This makes us believe that you came from God." So you see, the disciples are saying that, hey, you know all things. And what was it based on? What was this based on? And what was it based on? Why did they come to that conclusion that he know all things? This is John 16, verse 30. So what was going on? And they draw to the conclusion that Jesus know all things. There's something going on. So you see, they look at the context of what Jesus was saying. Jesus, you know, and he even say in a verse that Jesus know what was in their heart, you know, and Jesus know what was in their heart. In order to be judge and intercessor and all this stuff, you have to know what's inside a person's heart. You can't admit people in heaven and you don't know what their heart is like. So John 2, verse 23 to 25. Now when they came in Jerusalem at the Passover feast, many believed in his name when they saw the things, the signs that he was doing. And this even made me remember a verse in the Quran where Allah is saying to Muhammad, I'm not going to give you any sign because the people of the past see the sign and something about some crazy stuff. I don't remember what the verse, literally what the verse says. But I don't remember exactly what the verse says. But the verse is saying something like, I'm not going to give you any miracle because the people of the past saw the miracle and they did not believe, or something like that. But look what the Bible is saying here. Now, when he was in Jerusalem at the Passover feast, many believed in his name when they saw the signs that he was doing. Yes, a lot of people will believe when they see things happening, spiritual things, miraculous things, supernatural things that only God can do. Only God can do. Muhammad actually says that the Dajjal will be given the power of life and death. No, Satan doesn't have the power of life and death. Only God has the power of life and death. Muhammad says that the Dajjal will be able to kill someone and resurrect that person back to life. We know that's a demonic invention, because only God has that power, and God doesn't give that power to anyone who is ungodly. That power is God's power. That's a power for the devil to be played with. So, but what they say here, but Jesus on his part did not entrust himself to them, because he knew all the people and need no one to bear witness about man, for he himself knew what was in man. Do you see that? The Bible is telling you that Jesus knew what was in man. He knew what was in man, and this is the reason he was able. He's able to be our judge. If you don't know what is in man, you can't be the judge. You can't be the judge of anyone if you don't know what's in man. You have to know. We go to Matthew 9. Matthew 9 verse 4. Knowing their thoughts, Jesus said, why do you entertain evil thoughts in your heart? You have to have this power in order for you to judge and to say who is going to go to heaven or who is going to go to hell. If you don't know a man's heart, how can you judge the man? How can you judge a man and give them eternal life if you don't know their heart? If you don't know what's in their heart, you don't know their past, you don't know their present, you don't know their heart. Only Jesus knows these things. Of all man that walk the earth, only Jesus knows these things. Why? Because Jesus is the God man. So is Muhammad the God man? I don't know. It doesn't look good. Muhammad was playing God. I will admit into paradise. Muhammad was saying that he could admit somebody into paradise. Anyway, my people, God bless you, man. And I love you all, man. And remember, while you're walking out here, remember, do not do anything that Jesus wouldn't do. So keep it Jesus. And I want to say all praises to the triune God, the God who's above all gods, the God who gives us wisdom to decipher things and to make sense of sensible things and to make nonsense of things that are nonsense. And Islam is nothing but pure nonsense. So I leave you with this video and you make sense of it, my friends, because this is something that to me make no sense at all, that a mere man will admit you into paradise.
Is he Allah or what?
No, he's not Allah.
So how can he admit?
Remember, it's complicated, sister. It's
You are
complicated.
trying to corner me. You are trying to corner
asking
me.
a simple question.
You
He
guys
says
are
he will
trying to
admit.
corner me.
He says he will admit. You say no one, only Allah can admit. Is Muhammad Allah?
Yeah, but
It's so
no.
simple. Do you know maths? 1 + 1 = 2. 2 - 1 = 1.
That's complicated.
That's complicated to you? How can a prophet say something only that Allah can do, that he's saying that I can do it?
No, like maybe Allah will give him permission. You understand?
Where does it say permission? Did he say Allah gave me permission to admit? He says I will admit, as if he's Allah. Is that
No, it's I'm not a scholar of hadith, so we need to find
I'm not
someone
a
who is a
scholar
scholar.
either, but were
You
people
are not a
around,
scholar.
were the
You are
companions
lay,
around Muhammad? Wait,
yeah,
hold on. The
I'm
Sahaba
layman.
around, one second, Adam. The Sahaba around Muhammad, were they scholars?
Yes.
They were all scholars, oh mashallah. He said, they heard him saying, I will admit into paradise. Isn't that shirk?
No, there's no shirk.
But only Allah can admit. He's taken on the job of Allah.
Listen, daughter of Christ.
I'm listening.
Like
we know it's complicated. It's complicated.
It should be very simple. Who will admit? Is it your Allah or is it Muhammad?
You are trying to corner me, but like it's complicated.
No one is trying to.
I'm layman. I'm layman.
No one is
you
trying to
understand?
corner you.
No, I'm asking you to explain to me. Because I only have half brain. I can't corner a grown man who's got full brain like you.
No. Muhammad said you have a half brain. You don't have a half brain.
No, but I'm talking to him about his belief. His belief says I'm half brain, so how can I corner you?
Okay, let me ask you guys a question.
No, I want to know who will admit into paradise. Who is it?
You need to find a scholar for this to explain it. You understand?
Wow.
Me, I'm layman.
It's written in plain. Look, it's right there. It's highlighted. You read it for us. What's complicated about it? The complication is that it makes Islam false. Is that why it's complicated?
No. Quran is the like the highest
Islam
authority.
false?
No, Quran is our highest authority. So any statement that that goes against
contradicts the Quran.
Contradict the Quran, we reject it. So if in case
show us how this contradicts the Quran.
If Allah said that the ultimate judgment, it is His hand, you understand? And some hadiths come along and say Prophet Muhammad admit people to paradise.
But you said it was complicated. You didn't say it was false.
I'm not saying it's false, but maybe because I'm layman and I don't understand much about hadith. We need to find someone who is
sir, you have a brain. God gave you a brain. You don't need to go to a Muslim scholar or someone you think is more knowledgeable.
Because I cannot interpret.
You don't need to go to them so that they lie to you. You have your own brain. God gave you a brain.
Jai,
God gave you a brain.
No. Islam is not like that.
Is paradise
based on principles.
Is paradise only for scholars?
No, Islam based on principles.
Is paradise only for scholars?
As layman, I cannot interpret.
Adams, is paradise only for scholars?
No, paradise for everyone.
Okay, so then why are you just saying go to the scholars? You have a brain that God gave you.
Yeah, but I cannot. The hadith, I did not wrote the hadith, and I have no idea about it. So I need to contact scholars to explain it. Understand? People who are knowledgeable.
That's really sad.
Yeah, it's sad. It's sad. That's why I'm layman. It's sad. That's why I'm layman.
So Islam is only for the scholars. That's what you're saying.
No, to understand certain topic and deep explanation, you need to have someone who is knowledgeable.
Okay, what is so deep? What is so deep about the question? Who will admit someone into paradise? What's so deep about that?
Because he sees the implication and he knows that it's a problem, but he won't admit it.
Problem. Because it makes Muhammad God. That's the problem.
No, please, daughter of God, please don't go there.
Why is this complicated? Who will admit? Why is it so hard for you to say Allah will admit people into paradise? Why is it so hard?
Yes, Allah will admit people into paradise.
Okay.
So Muhammad is your Allah. Okay.
So what will be the problem? So according to you, Allah will be the one who is putting people in paradise.
Yes.
What will be the problem if Muhammad is putting people in paradise? What is the problem?
Then I'll reject that hadith.
Okay, why do you reject it? So if the hadith says Muhammad does it, what does it say to you about Muhammad that you want to reject it?
That means that the person who reported it make a mistake.
No, that's not
what is the mistake. But what is the mistake is what she's asking. What is the mistake? Is the mistake that this puts Muhammad into Allah?
Yeah, he trying to
Wow.
put Muhammad in
Allah.
like
Okay. So are you saying Bukhari made a mistake making Muhammad into Allah?
maybe the person who reported it.
Okay,
Yeah.
Anas bin
Anas,
yeah.
Anas.
Anas ibn Malik. Anas ibn
Yeah.
Malik, Muhammad's servant, and Bukhari said it was authentic. So they
Yes.
both made mistakes?
Yeah. Yeah, they made a mistake, but the problem is if it is Muhammad, so that puts Muhammad in the place of Allah. Therefore, Mr. Muslim rejects that. So,
Yes,
so if
yes,
Muhammad,
Sister Tunezat, yeah.
so Adams, let's be clear. If Muhammad actually said this hadith, if he actually said this, then that means that he said he's Allah.
No.
So if
You
Muhammad
said that
it is
though.
okay.
You said that was the mistake. I'm saying if he said this, if it's not a mistake, then that means that he's equal to Allah.
No, he cannot be equal to Allah.
No.
That's what you just said.
If
Yeah.
he said it,
Maybe you
that
can
means that
maybe you can ask the question another way. One of the sisters can ask him another
Okay.
way.
If Muhammad said, I will admit people into paradise, will that make him a fake prophet?
no, I don't think so.
Why not? Because you thought it was a mistake.
Because
So how come when it comes from the mouth of Muhammad, it's not a mistake?
Because he will intercede. So after he
do you notice what he says? He says if first he says if they make Muhammad out to be God, and now he's backtracking on what he says. that's crazy. Anyway, my people, man, God bless you, man. Go to Atun Touch DCCI ministry, and let me put the link in here for the people who haven't subscribed to DCCI ministry. I will put the link in so that you guys could go over and subscribe to the sisters channel, because we need support. Maybe I don't need any financial support, but other people may need financial support, and like me, I don't. But there is other people need financial support, but in other ways you could support a person by just subscribing and watching and sharing the video. So I can't stop laughing. So go over, subscribe to the channel. You learn a lot from that channel. With Jai Apologetics, and you have Daughter of Christ, and Jai speak Arabic, and Daughter of Christ is very good in Arabic. She speak Arabic is her mother language, so you learn a lot. From when they combine and talk about issues, you will learn a lot from them. So go over, subscribe to the channel, help them to grow and support them in whatever way. And Jai, the brother Jai here, he also have a channel, and so go over to Jai, and I will put the link here too, where you could go over to Jai and support his channel also. So let me find Jai channel so you guys could go over and support the brother channel, because the brother is real good, very gentle with the Muslims, and it's good to have somebody like him, because sometimes our ego and stuff get ahead of us and stuff like that, but he is one that God blessed in that way, that he's very, very soft spoken, but very powerful in what he says, and he don't let them escape with their stupidity. But he when I grow up, I want to be just like him. So here is the brothers Jai. I put the link in the chat where you guys could find. The first one is here is Atun Tash, and then the second one here is the brother Jai. So go subscribe to the brothers their channel and help them to grow. And God bless you all, man. Thank you guys for coming out and listening to a Jamaican. I'm no Bob Marley, and I'm no Ziggy Marley or Damien Junior Gang Marley. So it's good to see you guys coming out listening to me, and I have utmost respect for you guys, and thank you guys for subscribing and to both of the channel, because it's 2 channel running at the same time. This is one of the channel, Islam is a Mess, and then this is the other channel, Shake Your Booty. So it's good for you guys to, you know, I feel privileged to have you guys come out and listen to me, and I appreciate you guys, and God bless you guys. And I keep promising to make mods, and this is something that I think is only almost 3:30 years, so I'm gonna research it now because I have hours to get to work. Normally I'm running so close to get to work and stuff like that. Then when I say I go to work, I do it, and sometimes I'm too busy to do things like that. But I will look right now and see how we could make mods, so we could have mods on the channel. And thank you guys for watching me. There's a point when 30 odd people were watching, and I appreciate you guys. God bless you guys, man. And remember to keep it Jesus, even though we laugh and we have fun, and sometimes we get assertive with the Muslims. We still love the Muslims, because our goal is to have them walk away from this stupid religion, this that make no sense whatsoever. It's not that we are in a competition and it's all about entertainment. It's we are actually revealing to them how dangerous and stupid this religion is. And I thank you all for coming out and listen to this Jamaican. You know, I appreciate you guys. God bless you guys. And remember to keep it 100% Jesus when you walk out here. And remember this, that all praises is due to the triune God, the God who is above all gods, the God who gives us wisdom to decipher things and to make sense of sensible things and to make nonsense of things that are nonsense. And Islam is nothing but pure nonsense. So goodbye, my people. I see you again tomorrow if it's God's will. I have a video coming up, and it's gonna be interesting. You know, we're trying to give you guys share ideas from other channels sometimes, and then we also incorporate my knowledge and other knowledge from other people. You know, it's good to share what we you know, what we have, and this is what, and also give the people who we get from the credit, because you know, we can't take somebody's work and say, oh, this is our work. You know, we give the credit to the people who the credit is due. And I don't know if Daughter of Christ have a channel. I can't remember, but I know Jai have a channel and Sister Atun channel. So go out and support them, and may God bless you guys, man. And thank you guys for watching and listening to me.